Hello, everybody. We're the film lovers, Alex and Vincent Michael.
Yeah, Alex Michael. Actually,
Well, it actually is.
Yeah,
Alex
I know.
Michael, yeah. I always thought, well, whatever. Anyway,
It's cool that we have a
I mean, whatever.
very cool dad.
Very interesting. It's
Yeah.
fate.
Yeah.
But we're talking about the sequel. We've already talked about the first Ginger Snaps. We're talking about the sequel, Ginger Snaps 2.
Unleash the.
Yep.
I have been where you are.
You have no idea where I am.
If you keep me here, people are gonna die.
Came out a whole 4 years later, right? Because I'm pretty sure the first one was like 2000.
Oh yeah, I guess something like that. Yeah.
Canadian film, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
We hinted in the last review. I mentioned in the review that I had a rough idea of what this movie was about based on the synopsis and how the last one ended. And you kept saying, "Dude, believe me, you don't."
well, was I right?
I don't know. What do you think?
Well,
Dad?
that's
what
what
was
we're
your
here
thought?
to talk about.
I know. What was your thought when you watched it?
What was my thought? You mean what was I expecting?
Yeah.
What was I expecting?
Well, not even.
Not
just,
much, really. I mean, I didn't really think it needed a sequel, honestly.
Not really, no.
You know, I think it was perfect how it ended. I mean, it was a downer ending, but it was
Yeah,
perfect how it
fine,
ended.
yeah.
How could you go from there?
Mhm.
I was surprised, though, pleasantly surprised. You know, they were able to expand the story
Mhm.
and go further with. Oh my gosh, what's the actress's name?
Perkins.
Perkins.
Emily
Emily
Perkins?
Perkins. Yeah, the one sister.
And Isabella something.
Isabella. Yeah, but she, of course, her character did die
Yes.
in the first one. I mean,
Spoiler
spoiler alert.
alert.
Sorry. I mean, if you've, you know, yeah. So,
I would think if you're watching this, you've seen the first one. It would be kind of weird to watch.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
You
A
know,
review of the second
one
yeah.
without seeing. Or yeah.
Right. So it basically finds Emily Perkins' character in a, I wouldn't say insane asylum, but a mental health clinic or a you know, I mean, she is there. You
An
know,
institution.
an
yeah.
institution.
Yeah.
And she is infected, right? That's the thing I always kind of forget.
Yes.
You know, she is infected, and she's trying to smuggle in that plant from the first one, right?
Yep.
She's trying to smuggle that in, and there's a scene where one of the attendants
Yeah.
basically confronts her, like, "What is this stuff?"
Oh
And
yeah,
then,
yeah.
"Why
Well,
do
they're
you- why do you
confused. They're
want this?"
confused on it. Yeah, like
Yeah, she's so obsessed about getting it. You
yeah.
know.
And when they test it, it's like a poison. It's the lavender, right?
Yeah,
Or whatever they call it, something like that.
something like that.
No, Wolfsbane or something.
Yes,
That's like the nickname.
That's
for
the
it.
nickname.
Okay, so what? I mean, that's the rough idea. What did you think after it was over? Were you surprised by did you like it or not?
I mean, it's hard to talk about it without talking about the twist ending.
Well, we're going to talk about it.
I know.
So we've both seen it. So there's spoiler alerts anytime we do a review.
Yeah.
There's spoiler alerts. We don't.
I mean, again, I was pleasantly surprised. There was nothing about it that I wouldn't say it was necessarily as memorable as the first one because I liked I liked the relationship between the two sisters, so I kind of missed that. The one character, the one other female that is also in the institution with her,
The little girl.
the younger girl, you know, that was an interesting dynamic. I mean, I think she's appropriately kind of annoying early on.
Yeah.
You know, from what I recall.
Sure.
Trying to think of the main plot points. I mean, basically, there's another werewolf that, because Emily Perkins' character is turning into one slowly, there's another werewolf who smells her, or, you know, gets her scent.
Yes.
And is trying
it's
to...
tracking her scent, essentially.
Yeah, is trying to copulate with her, or,
I think
you know,
that's the idea, yeah.
basically,
Mate with her.
mate with her, yeah.
Because you get the sense that, like, she may be the only other species walking around of that kind.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's why I guess it's a male is after her.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
That's the idea.
Yeah.
So what was your thought? It was whatever?
I thought it was fine. I don't have any main criticisms with it. I don't think it was great. I don't think it was as memorable as the first one, but I think it was fine and a worthy sequel. I mean, it was a logical extension of the first movie
Yeah.
for the most part.
Okay. Yeah.
So, I mean, otherwise, I am going to talk about the twist ending. Basically, she does, Emily Perkins' character does manage to get out of the institution
Yeah.
with that one girl. And they go to the one girl's, her mother's, or her house, or her aunt's house. I can't remember. Is it her grandmother's house?
Yeah.
Yeah, a
I'm
family
gonna talk
house.
about it,
Yeah. And
It's an aunt's house.
an aunt's
The
house?
aunt that's
okay.
burned.
Okay. And
In the
basically,
in the hospital, actually. I think. That woman that
Yes.
she's reading to
Yes.
or whatever.
so is she institutionalized as well, or is she just there to visit her?
I
Her
think she
aunt.
might just be there to visit her.
Her aunt. Okay.
Because I don't understand why she would be. She's burned to like pieces. I mean, like she's bandaged all the way up.
Yeah.
Um,
So,
okay, so yeah, I know. They end up there. Yeah, so.
And, I mean, basically, the twist ending that kind of does it, in a way, it did seem unnecessary, maybe is what I'm trying to say, is that it turns out that this girl basically tried to kill.
To be honest, I figured it out
Okay.
pretty early. I didn't.
Basically tried to kill her own aunt. Or her caregiver, I can't remember if it's an aunt or whatever.
You kind of get the sense at a certain point in the movie that she's not who she's like. She's not as innocent as she kind of comes off as first. Yeah. So.
Okay, I mean, I guess my complaint would be that that plot line or that twist, I just didn't really know what the purpose was. I kind of was left at the end of the movie thinking to myself,
Yeah.
what was the point?
Yeah.
It was
Well. Yeah.
yeah, it just, I was like, this is a weird turn for something that's supposed to be about a girl dealing with werewolves.
Yeah.
You know, was there some kind of philosophical or
Nah,
sociological critique about society that,
No.
you know, basically there are horrors of the, you know, the supernatural with werewolves. Oh, but there's actually, you know, there's real monsters, and these are these, you know, happens to be this girl who
Yeah.
tried
Well,
to kill her aunt. I mean,
Yeah. I haven't really
you-
said what I thought, but what were we going to
you
say?
want to start? No, I mean, I pretty much.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, I mean, I just didn't understand. I just didn't understand
Well,
why
to start
that
off
was in
with,
it.
that was my when it went black and that was the ending. I was like, that is really kind of lame, to be honest. I know that it's almost like they're trying to be clever for its own good, or too clever for its own good, and it's not that original, really. I've seen that similar idea where the innocent person's really like not, and the whole thing, and then the tables are turned, and the idea that she's psychotic, and you know, wants her as a sister, and then uses her, you know, at the end, the implying that she gets people to come over the house and then feeds them to her. You know what I mean? The very end.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That's the very
That's right.
end.
Emily Perkins' character does turn into a
She
werewolf.
does turn into the werewolf. Well, she
does.
gets trapped in the
In the basement.
basement.
And yeah, she lures people over to
So,
to feed.
Yeah,
Emily
what
Perkins'
I
character.
kept thinking throughout this movie was things just didn't make sense to me. Like going to the aunt's house, the whole time I kept feeling something doesn't feel right about this. Like the mental institution, like things would happen and you go, well, wait a minute, this isn't realistic. Wouldn't somebody know immediately what's going? Like the aunt's house in particular, like they go there and hide out, and it's just like. It just doesn't seem plausible. It seems odd. Like
Doesn't seem plausible.
in the sense that they would know that they would. It just everything just seemed wrong to me. I don't know how to explain it. Even it's just like I know the nurse ends up coming,
That's right. I forgot about that.
but it's just like I don't know. The whole thing seems weird. Then the creepy guy shows up. I don't really understand why. The nurse that has everyone does sexual favors for him.
I thought that's what you already said. You already said the nurse showed up, right?
No. Well, the head nurse shows up too. Remember?
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I've only seen it once. I mean, I
And
pretty much.
probably yeah.
Okay.
So that guy's a jerk, or he's painted as a creep. I mean, a real jerk. But he shows up, even though the patients went missing on his watch and he's suspended because of it. And I don't know. It just,
Why would he go over there in the first
that's
place?
what I'm
right?
saying. It
Okay.
doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Everything that you're like, why would they do that? And then the one nurse shows up, the woman nurse. Remember the head? I guess she's the head nurse, and she ends up getting killed. But remember, she shows up.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Things like that. You're like, this just doesn't. It doesn't
It's
feel
too convenient.
Yeah, it
or
just
it's too
doesn't feel
artificial.
right. Why? Like out of nowhere, she's like,
Doesn't seem logical.
I need
almost.
wolfsbane. Oh, let's call the nurse. And it's like, why? Like, what? And he shows up with the stuff.
Yeah.
You're suspended because they ran away on your watch. And throughout the whole movie, he's a jerk and a creep and a weirdo. But all of a sudden, now he wants to help them? I don't really understand it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I felt the mental institution start to go on too long. Like, I was happy they got away at that point. I was just like, I'm sick of this setting and location. It's boring. Yeah, so I don't know. I wasn't that happy about it. I mean, it's okay. I don't think it's meant to be, this masterpiece of horror. Like an amazing film.
That's the thing. It's almost not really a horror movie.
Yeah, it's not.
Just like the first one. It's not really.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good Halloween.
But it
movie.
did make me.
Or the first one, anyway.
It made me rethink the first one and how much I liked it. Really.
Made you more appreciate the first one.
No. It made me think that maybe I didn't like it as much as I thought I did.
Oh.
And it just, I don't know. I don't know why. I started to feel like it might be one of those movies where initially it was okay or decent, but I think as I spend more time away from it, I like it less and less.
The first one.
Yeah. And I don't like the second one that much. It's okay. The one thing I will say, there's some positives in the second one. And the first one's obviously better. And I do like the first one on some level. I just think that maybe I didn't like it as much as I initially did. It might be a little overhyped, the first one. As like a cult. Well, as a cult horror movie to me.
Well, dude, I never heard about this movie until Shout Factory said they were releasing.
Oh, well, I had heard about it in circles online and stuff as being a cult.
Yeah, you know what I might have is like, I saw people talk about what are the best werewolf movies.
Yes.
Usually it was mentioned.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's where I had heard it in internet circles for horror movies and stuff like that. Kind of gems, hidden gems, I guess.
Right.
But I'm thinking maybe I liked it just because everyone else said they liked it. The first one. I don't know. I could be wrong.
We're talking about the second one.
I know, I'm just saying, well,
yeah.
in hindsight, because we talked
Yeah.
about the first one.
Yeah.
And yeah, the second one, I mean, the one positive I will give it is Emily Perkins does a really good job in it, actually. I think so. I think she actually does a really good acting job.
Okay.
Is that the right one?
Yeah.
I always get them confused, the two leads.
Yeah.
Because the other one is technically in it, brief flashbacks, but that's it.
That's right. I kind of forgot about that too.
Ginger, it's starting. So it is.
Yeah.
And that's okay. I mean, that's an okay idea, I guess. It is a different director than the first one. The first director was involved as like a producer kind of deal, I think. And, but it is a different director than the first one. And it made me actually explore Emily Perkins' career a little bit. So I was pleasantly surprised to see she played the girl in the Stephen King's It. And I thought,
yes.
oh my God.
Yes.
I thought throughout the first one, when we were watching it, she looks so familiar. And I realized that's where I know her from. She's the girl in the miniseries. I know the new one's coming out.
Mm-hmm. Which I'm actually kind of excited
I know,
about.
the trailer looks really cool.
Oh, I didn't see the trailer, dude.
Dude, check out the
Oh,
trailer.
we'll have to look at that.
Yeah, it looks great.
Well, we'll check out that and I'll show you the cream thing.
Cream thing, yeah.
Yeah.
So, no, I don't mean to down the first one. I'm just saying it made me rethink it a little bit. Maybe I was just whatever. So, I think it could have been a lot worse, but ultimately I was just left with, like you said, like the ending, like what was the purpose of this?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Was
Yeah.
it even necessary, or did they just do it because they thought it was like clever?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Just seemed out of place, kind
a
of.
little bit, yeah.
Kind of a weird left turn or
Yeah,
something.
but not in a good way, kind of.
Yeah, not really.
So I don't really have much to say about it other than what I just said. And like I said throughout the movie, I kept saying, "This doesn't feel right. Like this is not real." Or so, like I explained some of the examples of the nurse showing up at the abandoned aunt's house, and I don't know, just weird things like that. So
Yeah.
anyway,
Well, I've already said all I
Yeah,
wanna
that's
say
it.
about it
That's
too.
it.
You know,
what would you give it out of 5 stars? Just out of
out
curiosity.
of 5,
Yeah, just curious.
I give it 3.
Okay.
I give it 3.
Okay.
Can we do halves, like 3,
Yes.
3.5 or
Yes.
2.5 or something?
Yes.
Yeah, I'd probably still give it 3. I'd give the first one 4.
Okay.
So,
Gotcha.
yeah.
Okay.
What about you?
Well, this one I'd probably give 2 or 2.5.
Okay.
So not bad, but not good, I guess, either.
Mm-hmm.
Probably 2.5. Like I said, her performance I enjoyed.
Yeah.
Did you like her performance, or
Yeah. Yeah.
You did?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
I know you were down on their performances in the first one.
I wasn't down necessarily on hers that much.
Well, the other one, Catherine Isabel, right?
Catherine. That's right, Catherine Isabel. Yeah. Yeah. She was a weak point in the first
For
one.
you, yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Okay, so
I just thought it'd be
that's
fun
it.
to review, just because we reviewed the first one and I
Yeah.
had just watched the second one. So,
Yeah. So anyway, thanks
for
for watching.
watching.
Yeah. Please like and subscribe. We'd appreciate it. All right. See ya.
Thanks. See ya.